All right, y'all. It is May 7th, 8:28 a.m. Um, right now we're watching TPR. I think TPR had a bit of overreaction, as you can see right here. They had a earnings call here. Looks like they did pretty well on it. They got you know, or maybe dollar 0.66. That's probably a million or a billion, depending on how the company operates. As a trader, I don't care. If I were an investor, I would care. On the investing side, you would care, but for trading purposes, I don't really care about what the number is. But looks like they did pretty well in the earnings call to a certain degree. Um, I'm clicking on it, but I probably don't need to care since I'm here already. Deliver revenue of 1.9 billion, an increase of 21%. Looks like they did pretty well. I mean, achieve for, I'm just kind of going through what this stuff means. 1.6 on track to return 1.6 billion to shareholders. This is what that number means. So if you're ever deeper into the investing game, 1.66, that's what that number would have meant. They're delivering on their earnings. So the earning calls is at 7. Did pretty well. However, an overreaction from the market because they are sinking and dying from a technical aspect. So that's an overreaction. That's typically the first thing I look for um, when it comes to trading. So um, we will try to take advantage of that overreaction and let's see what happens going forward. A lot of volatility came from that earnings call. So we're going to try to see if we get, uh, I got to see the divergence leading from yesterday around 11:30. Let me see. If it was here, yes, I would. That's clearly an overreaction. So we're gonna see if it stays that way. It may continue to plummet and be that type of day. We're not gonna. It's gap down here. Um, crazy gap. Um, gap down at the start of the bell. So these are overreactions. These gaps are just moves of overreaction. So we're gonna watch. This has my attention to start off. Um, I didn't see anything else really to kind of make the eye-catching movement. Um, but we'll watch and see. Um, let's see. Let's dive into. Let's see where they stand from a long-term perspective. TPR, huge solid crash. They're at like a 4-hour resistance. Had an uptrend since Tuesday. Since I'm here, since I have time, let's do 75, 50. Would be great. And then that's perfect. And we'll do another one. I'm just kind of setting up a screen here to kind of mentally see what this stock wants to do for today. It's got my eyeball attention, but is it gonna necessarily do everything else that it needs to do? We'll see. We'll let the market kind of pan out. Because I have a thesis doesn't necessarily mean, oh yeah, it was actually, to be truthful, it was actually on a bearish divergence since Wednesday morning. So that's something to pay attention to. So this was inevitable. This crash was inevitable. A little bit euphoric, seems like. So I think the downside move is justified. Therefore, it may not be in our best interest to trade this to the upside, if that makes sense. Seeing how is on the higher time frames. Um, I mean, higher time frames. We've got a bearish divergence. We'll see though. A lot of bulls coming in right now to pick up on this. We're gonna fight over this for sure, but it's already at a point where it's kind of went crazy. From a volatile standpoint, it's extremely volatile. So maybe something you just want to stay away from. But we'll see how the bulls react to that drop. We'll see if they come into play at all. That'll be something interesting. We won't run from the volatility, but we'll definitely pay attention to it. Let's see how it looked on a longer term scale. It's been okay, so I can kind of see that it's been on a downtrend since April 17th, and it just started picking back up. So this could serve as a lower high, as the second, as the real second lower high since April 17th. So we're talking almost a month of downplay. We'll see if the Bulls step in at all. I'm curious. It's got me curious for sure. I checked everywhere else. I didn't really see. Yeah, I didn't really see anybody else kind of into the fray in the top five. I know we have economic news today and tomorrow, so it's probably playing a role in some of these. I think IWM is giving us a bit of an overreaction. So we'll keep an eye on IWM. We'll see if that continues. That's something to kind of pay attention to though over the next 10 minutes. Who else? You kind of see some hidden bullish divergence on silver. No volatility behind it though. Yeah, TPR is definitely tapping into some daily support. So I'll see if we're checking to see if the Bulls are gonna respond to that. Um, let's look at the contracts real quick. Okay, spread it, spread a little bit wide there, but it's cool. Make sure to be careful with that. Yes. Let's check the watch list here, see if anything pops up. I didn't see anything at the bell. I think kind of disappeared once the real volume comes in. Datadog. Let's see what Datadog did. It didn't seem Datadog didn't seem to do anything when we looked when we last checked. Maybe a short situation coming on Datadog. Looks like yesterday around 12 or 11:30, he's got some huge things going on here. Datadog was up 30% in the pre-market, almost 31%. That's extremely unheard of in one day. We'll keep an eye on Datadog. It seems to be a bit high going back from yesterday at 12 o'clock. You kind of see the divergence there. Let's let me tap into it and see. Screen three for data dog. Nah, we got a long way to go on data dog. A long way to go on data dog. Right now we're keeping an eye on TPR and IWM. IWM is really ripping right now. The volatility on SPY, QQQ, IWM has some volatility on it. See if it regresses at all. Silver is kind of giving us a little bit of play, but right now, uh, yeah, I think TPR is justified at the current state of events. I think it's going to keep plummeting. I don't think it's currently constructed. I don't think it flips around. We got 5 more minutes on that, but no, I don't think it's definitely justified. So we'll keep watching, keep being patient, see if we see anything else. Data dog's got my attention, but mm, it's got a long ways to go. So we're just chilling for right now, just fishing, nothing brewing. And see if TPR continues to chop a little bit, see if he wants to turn around. Seems like Data Dog is catching a little support, but also hit a wall of resistance. Forgive me. Okay. Let's look at the long term chart on Data Dog. It had a massive run up. Mm, Someone looks like a pullback. They're approaching weekly resistance. So they're definitely hitting a wall here at 192.77. And they had earnings today too, apparently. So 190. So a little bit of seems like an emotional reaction, but 192.77. But we don't want to, we don't want to get in the way of their emotional reaction. It's like a freight train that's running right now. So apparently people are happy with Datadog. They brought in some money, a little bit of a small beat there, but it is what it is. Let Datadog be great. They're hitting that resistance right there. Weekly resistance at that. That's a lot of resistance at the top there. So we'll see. I can see the bearish divergence going from yesterday. Um, back dating back to 12 o'clock on screen too. Check on IWM because I know that was on my overreaction. Getting some volatility on it, but Not quite enough of a reaction. So I think IWM is going to keep plummeting a little bit more, and then we'll possibly be able to catch the bounce on that possibly, but we'll see. I think yeah, long term is over. It's over for sure. Just keep an eye on Data Dog for now. It's got some serious volatility going on. Solid pivot. Data Dog is really giving us some moves right here. Well, we got about 15 seconds. The question is, do we want to ride with this movement to the downside? I think we're justified. 3 seconds. Yeah, okay, we'll ride with it. What are we, 188? Ooh, these are some numbers here. Look at the strike prices on those. That strike price is crazy work. Let's see if we can get a. Hey, it's crazy work. No, you can't get nothing from there. We're at 186. Buy custom here, pull back. It's worth 2 contracts. Dropped hard, huh? Yeah, it dropped extremely hard. All right. We'll keep an eye on that. So we're in puts on Datadog, hit weekly resistance. I'll keep an eye on that. Um, we're not gonna. It's definitely volatile. Let's do this. I want to make sure I keep an eye on that because I don't like the spreads, and I don't think I'm gonna hold this long. We're up 5% right now. Definitely doing an earnings call. It's going crazy right now. Definitely had some divergence going back from yesterday. Question is, how long do we want to hold this? Because we did a we did a 1 day DTE, very dangerous. I'm usually not even that dangerous when it comes to DTEs. So I don't expect to be in this one long. Up 7% right now. Very dangerous. Dangerous from a standpoint of earnings was just a few hours ago. I didn't like the strike prices, $5 strike prices, so we took it lower um to get a lower strike price. We're up 7% right now. halting like that and not moving. Let's say, so it was at a really good area. This is a weekly resistance, so it's in a really good spot. Where we at right now? We're up still 7%. We may want to take that money and dip, honestly. Let's do this. See if I can get a limit order. Yeah, let's get in and get out. Let's do the limit for 845 because I don't like the way I took the money. And it may have been a mistake, but the only reason I took the money is because it was one DTE, 1 day DTE, and I don't like that. So we were up what we made a decent amount. We got more than what we wanted on that. That was solid. I didn't like it. I didn't like it from the standpoint of it was a 1 day DTE. You don't stay in those too long. I usually let my trades run, but I didn't trust that. And I think rightfully so, because now it's like moving incredibly crazy. So I think that's a lesson learned for me. Even though it's profitable, a 1 day DTE, you definitely don't hold those long. And I think had I held it longer, I think that would have been a huge mistake. But we made profit. That's good discretion on my part. What do we make on that? It was 90, 8.6. We made made almost 9%, so 8.86%. Made 140 bucks. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. In and out, 3 minutes. Not the savviest of trades as far as what I like to do, but this probably will continue to push down. But I'm happy. I'm content with it. This will be a short. This is gonna be a short video because I'm about to cut it. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I may have a part two if I see another trade. It's pretty early for me. But if I see another trade, I'll definitely do a part two for today. But I'm satisfied. If this is real money, I'd be done for today because I pretty much used all the capital I would like to have used. So um, definitely quick thinking, quick decision making. And I will most likely, no, I take that back. I won't see y'all tomorrow. I won't see y'all tomorrow. I have a meeting again. Hopefully, I don't cancel it like they did the other day. But yeah, I probably should have let this run a little bit longer. But I'm good with the results. Um, I'll let this lesson learned. I don't know. I think I did well. I'll take it back. I did well. I didn't like I didn't like the 1 day DTE move, and I didn't like the strike prices being $5. So you don't want to get into the habit of doing those too much. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone, even though I would have made more money. But we're good. I like the results of how things came about. I could have made more money, but I'll take it. Um, and I'll learn from this lesson on both sides, right? I probably could have made more money had I left the trade alone, and probably would have been okay to let it run. Probably, and I probably shouldn't have lowered the DTE standards. That's probably another big issue there, but we're all good. So good decision making on my part. And I'll see y'all on Monday. That'll be easy. It's one of those things where you make money, but you don't feel the most comfortable with how you made money. But yeah, still would have been profitable, pretty solid. This thing is moving pretty crazy. So I'll see y'all on Monday. Y'all be easy.